Hey boys and girls, it's Mrs. Matson, and this week you are studying rocks, all right? What is it about rocks that makes them so collectible? Why do people like to go rock hunting or hunting for rocks? Why do we want them? Well, it's because of their properties, boys and girls. And yesterday you were a rock detective and you went out and you found 5 rocks in your yard or in your driveway, and you brought them in and you sorted them by properties. Properties are what makes a rock unique or something unique, okay? So it can be the shape a rock is, okay? Is it round? Is it oval? Is it square? Okay? I don't know if I've seen a square rock, but it could be square. Is it shiny or is it dull? Okay? What color is it? Is it pink? Kind of purplish? Is it gray, black? How about, what's the texture? How does it feel? Is it bumpy? Is it smooth? What's the size? Is it big, small, medium? So those are properties of rocks that you looked at yesterday, and that's what makes rocks so unique and what makes people want to collect them. Now, where do rocks come from? Well, rocks come from the earth. They are an earth material, boys and girls. They are non-living and they are made of minerals. Now, minerals we find deep inside the middle of the earth. So if we slice the earth in half, there would be a big red circle in the middle of the earth where it's really hot, and that's melted minerals, all right? So how do the melted minerals come out from the middle of the earth and make rocks? Well, have you ever heard of a volcano, boys and girls? Volcanoes erupt when that the hot liquid gets really hot and the pressure builds up, and all of a sudden it blows lava out the top of the volcano, all right? And there are 3 rocks that are formed from volcanoes when they explode, okay? We're gonna look at those 3 rocks in a minute. The 3 rocks that come from volcanoes are called scoria, tuff, and basalt. And they each look different. They have different properties and they're unique in their own way. So scoria is one that looks like this, and it's reddish. And I'm gonna come a little close and you'll see there's some holes in that rock. All right, boys and girls? Those are air pockets that are formed from gases being released as that rock cools. Now, do you think this rock comes right from the hot lava? No, this is actually the foamy, frothy top of the lava, okay? The next rock I want to look at is called tuff, and it looks kind of white. And boys and girls, it looks like this. And tuff rocks are made of volcanic ash. Okay, have you ever had a campfire and ash starts blowing up in the air, you know, that really fine, powdery, gray stuff? Well, when volcanoes explode, ash comes out of the volcanoes. And that ash, when it comes out, compacts together. It's squished together sometimes as it's cooling, and it becomes a solid rock, just like this, okay? And then the last rock that I want to talk about is called basalt. And it looks like this. It's kind of gray, all right? And basalt is formed from the actual lava that comes out of the volcano, okay? When it cools, it turns into a hard rock like this, all right, friends? Now, there are some other kinds of rocks that maybe we'll look at later on this week. They're called sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks, but today we're looking at igneous rocks. And igneous means made from heat. Igneous rocks come from volcanoes. And like I said, the magma comes, or the lava comes spewing out of the volcano when it erupts. And when that lava comes outside of the volcano, it changes its form into rock as it's flowing down, okay? So remember, the scoria is the foamy, frothy part on top. The tuff is the ash. And the basalt is the actual lava as it cools. Now we're gonna do a little experiment here today. And you could not do it at home because I can't send these 3 rocks to your house. I don't know how I would do that and get it back. So I'm just going to show you the experiment here, and it's called rubbing rocks. And then you will use your own rocks that you collected from your driveway or your yard, and you're going to try rubbing those to see if possibly they could be from a volcano or if they're hard or soft. Okay? So I'm going to turn the camera down, and I'm going to show you my 3 rocks. I've already held them up for you. Scoria, basalt, and tuff. Scoria is usually a reddish color, okay? Basalt is a gray color, and tuff is usually a white color, all right? So what I'm going to do, friends, is I'm going to rub some of these rocks together. And I'm going to show you what happens as they're rubbed together. And then you think about what's happening when you see me rubbing these rocks, okay? Tell me what's happening. So I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna rub them over the black paper so that you can see. So I'm gonna rub the scoria together first. And what happens, boys and girls, you may not see it, is what happens is fine dust comes off, or chunks, okay? So the scoria rock is not very strong, okay? It's not very hard. It's a softer rock that can fall apart and dust can come off of it. Can you see kind of that reddish dust on the black paper, okay? So now I'm going to take the basalt and I'm gonna rub that together, okay? Okay, as I'm rubbing the basalt, you can kind of hear it. There are some little pieces of dust coming off of that. When I go like this, you can hear it's really hard, okay? So no chunks are coming off, just some little bit of dust, okay? Now, the next one is tuff, the white rock. I'm gonna rub that together, and we're gonna see what happens when I rub this one. Now remember, this is just ash that is compacted or squished together to make a rock, that fine little ash. So let's see what happens when I rub this. Oh, boys and girls, I don't know if you can see it, but I have got white powder coming off of this rock like crazy, okay? All I have to do is tap it and powder comes off. Now I'm gonna pick this up and show you. Do you see all that white powder on my black paper? So that tuffed rock, really, if you rub it together, it comes apart quite easily. And it almost looks like that soft, fine ash that comes out of your bonfires. All right? Now the scoria, if I hit that together, dust comes off, and I think I could probably break a chunk off, okay? Because it has so many air holes and air pockets in it, it would break pretty easily if I wanted to hit a strong rock on top of it. It would probably break apart really easily. So now when you've seen me rub the rocks, friends, tell me, which rock do you think is the hardest volcano rock? Which one is the most solid and hardest rock? Yep, I would agree that it's the basalt. The basalt, really, when I rubbed them together, they did not fall apart, and I did not see any dust on my black sheet at all. The rock that is the softest, would you say it's scoria or would you say it's tuff? Which rock, when I rubbed it together, had the most powder come off of it, or the most little particles come off of it? Was it scoria or tuff? Yes, I would agree that it was tuff. Tuff is the softest volcanic rock. And then the next softest is scoria, and then the strongest would be basalt. Now, friends, you are going to take your rocks that you collected. So I'm going to get the volcanic rocks out of the way, okay? And I'm going to show you a few rocks. I'm going to turn this paper over. And I'm going to show you a few rocks that I have collected out in the yard, okay? And some of these I collected like up north too, so they look different than what you might see in your yard. But here are 2 rocks, okay? I'm going to rub those rocks together and see what happens. Are you ready? You can hear they're very hard rocks, aren't they? Not much dust is coming off of them. So this gray rock, friends, it's gray and it's really hard. If this was a volcanic rock, and we don't know, it could have come from a volcano, would you say that it was a scoria, a basalt, or a tuff rock? Which one would it be? Yes, this would be a basalt because as you can see, no little pieces of it have come off. It's hard, it's solid, and I can't scrape any of the rock off like I can the tuff and the scoria, okay? Now I'm gonna look at another rock here. This one is gray and it's got some little pink in it, and the pink is just a different material, mineral that got mixed in underground when it was being formed. So I'm gonna go like this and I'm gonna try rubbing these two rocks together. Oh, boys and girls, when I rub these two rocks together, I am getting a lot of dust. I think this one is a little rougher than the first one because it does, I see it does have some holes that look like air pockets, so it's making it almost like a scrubber. And when I rub it with this rock, which is a little rusty reddy color, I am getting dust. So if this was a volcanic rock, would this be scoria, tuff, or basalt? What do you think, boys and girls? Look at the color of that rock. It's kind of rust. Dust came off of it. Here's my black paper, boys and girls. Do you see that dust? Yep, dust came off of that rock. Would you call that tuff, scoria, or basalt? Yep, I agree. That looks like a scoria rock. It looks like it has some indentations, like it could have some air pockets in it, boys and girls. It's that red color, just like scoria. And boy, I got dust off of it like I got from the scoria rock, okay? Some rocks, when you go and you rub them together, like these two, nothing's gonna happen. They're hard, they're not soft, no dust is coming off them at all. So those are very hard rock. That would be, these are not basalt because they're not gray. We're gonna talk later this week about sedimentary rocks and how they're formed, because I think these could be in the sedimentary rock family, boys and girls. But go ahead and rub your rocks together. This is another rock that I found. I found this rock in my yard. Let's go like this and let's rub it with this one and see what happens. Because this looks kind of reddish color, so I wonder if it'd be like scoria. Oh, I'm getting some dust off of it. So it means it's a softer rock. It could be scoria. Let's see. I'm gonna pick up the black paper and I'm gonna show you. Do you see dust from that rock? I sure see dust. So I would say that this is a softer rock like scoria or tuff, okay? Boys and girls, happy rock rubbing today. I hope that you find some rocks that dust will be rubbed off of them. You may find some rocks that are brittle from weathering. We'll talk about weathering later. And if you rub those rocks against a solid hard rock, maybe it'll break apart, okay? I can't wait to see pictures from people. If you're in Mrs. Hones or in Miss Beaver's class, Miss Danica's, go ahead and send pictures to them and show them what happened when you rubbed your rocks together. I'll talk to you later. Bye.